Good day, viewers, and welcome to today's Sports Tribe Show. I am your host, Brad Monango, unpacking the latest sports news. We had an eventful weekend where we saw in the Super League, in the Women's Super League, where we saw Omaheke concede 26 goals in one game. 26 goals. Can we talk about that later on? And also we saw Manchester United are now in a race to finish top 4 as Liverpool are just creeping right behind them, but they still have that game in hand to help them get over the line there. But for now, let's get into today's hit list. Well, in women's football, Namibian striker Zenatha Coleman's club Fenerbahce has reached the semi-final of the Turkish Cup competition with a 2-1 aggregate score in the quarter-final round. Well, Coleman proudly shared this clip of her superb goal she scored shortly before the halftime in the first leg of the clash against Faith Karagumuruk. That clinched a 1-0 win for them. So let's take a look at that beautiful goal.
Kenya ama Romba başarılı. Şimdi Fatma tekte indirdi topu. Coleman sokuluyor. Coleman baktı kaleye. Coleman vurdu. Coleman! Muhteşem bir gol atıyor. Zenatha Coleman 38. dakika. Nereden vurdu? Nasıl vurdu? Ne gol attı Coleman? Muhteşem bir golle öndeyiz. Buz Fatih Karagümrük önünde. Fenerbahçe'nin golü Coleman. Kaleci öndeydi. Coleman baktı kaleye. Çok uzak mesafe. Muhteşem bir vuruş yaptı. Top ağlarla buluştu. Kaleci Nurcan seyrediyor. İşte bakın. Göknur böyle topu oyuna soktu. Orta alanda topu Fatma Coleman'a kazandırdı. Rakip yer alanının ortalarından kaleye bakıyor, topun dibine giriyor. Muhteşem bir gol atıyor. Gerçekten sahalarımızda çok ender görülen muhteşem bir gol atıyor Coleman. Fenerbahçe önde. Vefa stadında tüm futbol severlerin belki de ayakta alkışlayacağı bir gol. Harika bir golle öndeyiz.
I think we can all agree that that was definitely a screamer. Well, the Namibian Bowls Association concluded this week-long national championship on Saturday with the finals hosted at the Trans-Namib Bowling Green. About 80 of the country's top players were in action. Steenkamp won the men's single national title for the first time after he took on the sport for the first time 4 years ago. Steenkamp beat Andre Campbell from Swakopmund in a closely contested final. Meanwhile, the women's singles champions once again went to Mariki van den Berg, one of the most experienced players in the country. Van den Berg beat Amy Human of Eros Bowling Club in the final on Saturday. We have a short clip from that as well, so please do enjoy.
Right, so we're here with the singles champions for the week, Mariki van den Berg and Kat Steenkamp. So Mariki, just tell us a bit about your results and how the week went for you.
I must say it was a week of fantastic bowls. The standard was very, very, very high. There's a lot of new bowlers coming up, as we can see, and I'm lucky to still be here. Next year I might be replaced. The new bowlers are really, really of high standard.
Okay, so you played again in the final against?
I played against Amy, who's also a very new bowler, and I was lucky to have the experience on her.
Okay, Kat, on your side, what is your summary of how the week went for you?
Similar to what Mariki mentioned, I think there's a lot of new bowlers coming through. I think for the first time in a long time, there was a lot of excitement, associated with the tournament. And I agree, there was a very high standard of bowls throughout the tournament. I was fortunate to be part of very good teams. So yeah, it was a well-organized, well-run tournament that went well for me.
Great, thank you a lot.
Thank you.
Well, the second round of the National Circuit Racing Championship was completed on Saturday afternoon at the Tony Rust Racecourse west of the capital. 11 cars competed in the 6 different classes. Well, we have Tilman who compiled a short video for us to enjoy, so please do enjoy that one.
Good day here from Tony Rust. We're here today for the second leg of the National Circuit Racing Championship. here at Turkish, and 11 competitors originally entered for the racing. Basil van Rijn, with his very fast Audi TT, took honours overall first place, and then Alan Martin in his very fast Volkswagen Golf was hot on the heels of Basil van Rijn. And in the first place is Hein Bischkoff with a Chevy Record V8, very powerful and fast, but slippery in the corners and so on. The casualties for the day is the MR2 Toyota, the year behind me, of Craig Bischoff, and then Andre Havanga had problems with his gear selection in the Ford Fiesta, and the third casualty of the day is Mikael Roost with his Volvo. That Volvo has been racing for many years here at Tony Roost, doing excellent well, but today the Clever Box, the E-Box, the Funk Box decided to get mixed up, and that was the end of Mikael's racing day at Tony Roost. And that's all from my side here in Windhoek. Till next time, goodbye.
A big thank you to Tillman for that video there. Well, the weekend drop is up next after we visit the marketplace. Well, South Africa's Leopards Rugby Union cemented its 24-year winning streak by defeating the Windhoek Draught Welwitschias 23-22 in an entertaining Mzani Challenge match on Saturday at the Jan Vulcan Stadium in Walvis Bay. So please stay tuned for those highlights.
Welkom hier by Jan Vulcan Stadion, Walvis Bay. Dit is 'n historiese dag wat vandag hier gaan plaasvind. Die Leopards vat ons eie seuns hier uit Namibië uit aan en die verlede het al vir ons baie geleer wat ons oukies 'n bietjie teen die Leopards vasgeval het. Maar ons nooi ieder en elk uit om hier na Jan Vulcan toe te kom en deel te hê aan hierdie historiese gebeurtenis dat die Welwitschias plaaslik hier in Walvis Bay gaan speel. Today's match will be officiated by Mr. Sean Miller and his ARs are Oscar Lambrecht and Stefan Kellerman. Very well, very well. They broke the advantage line. The ball is coming out.
Over to attack. They go down. Ball is secured.
Defense is very good. Oh, there we give them the outside.
Good strong running. Wonderful passing there. And then it's a big front man rushing over there for the first try in this match. And it's the Leopards. Now we're waiting for the conversion.
Look at what they are doing there. Going over for the try.
Second try for the Leopards.
By Juan Ludwig. Juan Ludwig has done great.
Yes.
If your fly-off loves to make contact, then it means he's playing on the advantage line. It means
that is our very own Andre van der Berg, who is also the vice captain. He strikes it perfectly. Yes, he converts it.
Scoreboard pressure is something else. Just let the scoreboard tick over.
Yes.
Yeah. Kick with his left foot. It's through, so it's 17 points then for the Leopards. As I see this now, it is the good, but now they need to change the angle.
There they
Good.
go.
Even the backs are coming in now. The backs are coming. JC Grayling is also there. And there's a try for Namibia. There's a try, Otis.
Very good stuff.
His left foot.
Yes,
Yes.
conversion is added. The Leopards getting play underway with a deep kick, and now I'm telling you, Namibia is gonna manage to stretch the gap once again. There's the replay. Yes, it's through the post.
Oh, it's coming from the side. Let's give them chance to that skill, definitely.
Yes.
It's 3 points. If they miss, you get the possession back.
There's the kick.
And there's Jacobs with the ball. Jacobs is going. The backs are joining and they are driving and they are driving. They are a few meters from the line. And they are. And the ref is going. The ref went for a penalty try.
Ek is trots om 'n Wafelsbaaier te wees. So weer eens dankie vir almal wat uitgekom het.
Wat sal jy wil verbeter vir die Keniane?
Ja nee, kyk, obviously system wise is daar baie goed wat ons doen teen Afrika spanne, ander Suid-Afrikaanse spanne want daar is sekere elemente van die spel wat hulle nie so goed is soos Afrikaanse spanne nie, maar nee, ons weet wat se plan, ons hou by die proses en ons is glo.
So Captain, what positives do you take from this match?
The boys put in the effort, man. Definitely, like I mentioned before, the boys poured out their hearts. And they put the heart on the field. The effort was there, the intensity was there. The boys really wanted to play, so that's a big positive, and that's something that we can work with. So, like I said, they're just the minor fixes that we can do, but we're definitely still striving to get that W.
And then finally, what would you like to tell the fans out here?
Hey, the fans! Wow, it's great to see the Windhoek fans there. A big crowd. We appreciate it a lot, man. Please keep on supporting us. We appreciate your support. Without you guys' support, we are nothing. We play for you guys. So thanks a lot for coming through today.
Well, Spotify, the youth segment of the show is up next, but right after we visit the marketplace.
Hey, don't worry about the car, boss. I checked nice.
Thank you, but it's okay, ne? FNB Insurance. Checks nicer.
No.
At FNB Insurance, we provide cover for all your valuables, from your car to your laptop to your phone. FNB Insurance. You value it, we cover it. T's and C's apply.
Well, Wafelsbaai was definitely the place to be this weekend. From the Mzani challenge, we move over to the Windhoek, not Windhoek, but Wafelsbaai private school that hosted the NAPSO, that had more than 16 private schools with around 3,500 participants competing in the sports codes, namely rugby, netball, and hockey. We have a highlights package compiled by NTV for you.
Skeieregter blaas daar besit meer Steenkamp. Wafelsbaai 2. Probeer dus daarop nou die dag daar by Nathan in die 7's reeks. Die 7's liga wat die privaat skole teen mekaar speel. Wat sê die skeieregter is daar 'n 3. Dan alles verloor, jy mag net nie teen die buurskool verloor nie. Probeer. Hulle sal baie graag nog 'n 3 wil aanteken. Nie meer te lank wees na rustyd toe nie. Ja, skitterend. Gaan hy oor die lyn kom. Hy gaan bandraf paal toe. Hulle druk die 3. Pro het 5 punte. Tel ons vir hulle nog 5 punte. Pro het hulle die bal om in te gooi. Pro het nou gooi hulle die bal in die Steenkamp. Hy daar 'n foutjie bemerk, skeef ingegooi heel waarskynlik. Hulle kry 'n skram daar binne in die kwartgebied van binne die 22. Van Prouet kry hulle daar. Ons het nog altyd. Kom in dom. Arkies. Nou wil hulle lekker rugby speel. Paskop. Daar veld op. Hulle hou die bal in hand. Tik die bal net so 'n bietjie deur daar agter die spelers. Kry hulle om daar. Sukkel so 'n bietjie om dit reg te kry, maar hulle probeer hulle bes nog.
It takes heart and all the soul. A head stuck in the game. It takes every bone in your body, all the blood in your veins. And then more blood, and more sweat, more tears, all your hopes and your dreams. It takes conquering fears. It's late nights and weekends, 6 to 6s, 9 to 5s. It takes sacrifice and suffering every moment of our lives. It takes kick after kick, being kicked when you're down. It takes fighting for hours for inches of ground. It takes every last line out, every last second spent. It takes absolute devotion. It takes 100%.
Well, Rugby Joe, here today we speak about Namibia, who qualified for a 7th successive Rugby World Cup in 2023 after beating Kenya 36-0 in the Rugby Africa Cup final at the Stade Maurice David on a Sunday on the 10th of July 2022. As you can see, the Namibia showed up, presented really well, and they have made it to another World Cup. So we are all very excited for the World Cup. Well, Ari Oghat is on standby with international news, so please do stay tuned.
This May, choose brand new. Choose drama and deceit.
I'm very attracted to you. Oh. Would you be interested in having an affair?
Choose fights and fallouts.
I won, and that was right.
I brought the heat.
I mean, I'm gonna destroy you.
Choose truth and discovery.
I miss her every day. I see her every day.
Choose fresh shows, series, and original entertainment. This May, choose brand new. Choose DSTV.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news and starting off with tennis news. The new world rankings out in the tennis world. It was the Madrid Open that completed over the weekend and it was a good result for Jan Lennart Struff. He's of Germany. He was actually a lucky loser in the qualifying to get into the tournament and he went through all the way to the final where he lost in the final against Carlos Alcaraz of Spain. Great performance by Jan Lennart Struff. He is 33 years old and he also make a big jump on the world rankings. He's up 37 places. He was number 65 in the world before the start of the tournament. He's now 28th in the world, so a great result for Jan Lennart Struff, and he will obviously be one of the contenders also for the French Open starting in a month or so time. Currently, the world number one is Novak Djokovic. He's still the world number one, but only just a small difference between him and Carlos Alcaraz now. In fact, Carlos Alcaraz just need to start in the next tournament to overtake him as the world number one. It's Daniil Medvedev that remain in the third position on the world rankings. On to the women's rankings, and it was Aryna Sabalenka that won the Madrid Open, but she stays number 2 in the world. It is still Iga Swiatek of Poland that is the world number 1. She played against Aryna Sabalenka in the final of the Madrid Open, lost in 3 sets, but she's still the world number 1. Ons Jabeur of Tunisia, she's the top seeded player in the African context, and she unfortunately dropped a few places, didn't have a few good tournaments on clay. She's down 3 places from number 4 in the world to number 7 in the world. Moving on to cycling news, it is one of the big cycling events on the cycling calendar for men. It is the Giro d'Italia that started, and it was stage 2, won by Jonathan Milan of Italy. He won it in a tight sprint finish just before David Decker, that was in second place, and Caden Groves in third position. It was Jonathan Milan, he's just 22 years old, that won in 4 hours, 55 minutes and 11 seconds. One of the early favourites, especially on the sprinting side, one of the best sprinters from England is Mark Cavendish, but he was part of a crash just 3 kilometres before the end, so he didn't finish that race. In the general classification, it is still Remco Evenepoel that leads. He won the first stage time trial quite convincingly, and he leads by 22 seconds. That's over Filippo Ganna of Italy. The third stage will be over 213 kilometers. It will be from Vasto to Melty. And continuing international sports news.
The next days are not a measurement of time, but the distance from here to the finish line. For the race you are running, for your kids, your career, your health, your future. Not away, but towards it. While the voice in your head reminds you it won't be easy. But by simply swinging your feet towards the floor, you've taken the first step. Grow for it with Stamino Grow. 5-in-1 supplement available at all leading pharmacies.
Well, we've come to the end of today's Sports Wrap show. Sports Wrap will be back again tomorrow, same time, same place. So goodbye.